A broken pickerel rig. Look at that. With a greasy treble on it too. That seems a little suspicious. That seems like a snagging tool to me, but I hate P-rigs. And yet another reason why I hate pickerel rigs. They suck. They suck, they suck, they suck. But I'm gonna show you a alternative, which is called a slip rig. Requires a few different things. First things first, a swivel, some beads, your weight, of course, to stick it on the bottom, because we're baiting and waiting. Some hooks. I'm just using these for demonstration purposes. You can use a floating jig, you can use smaller hooks, you can use bigger hooks, you could use spinners. Those work too, actually, on the river, because they float up, and it's just like bottom bouncing, except for you're not moving anywhere. The current of the river is moving it. But anyways, that's another option. Let's get into this. I'll show you how to make a slip rig. I'm not tying this, that hurt my feelings. So I'm not tying this onto a rod. I'm just gonna pretend this is my main line. All right, so you take your main line, braided line. I don't know if you can even see that. You throw your weight on. First things first, throw your weight on. Then take a bead, because you want to protect your knot from getting hit by the weight so you don't break your knot or whatever. Sometimes I like to throw two on just to spice it up, but you don't have to. The color of the bead does not matter. I mean, I have preferences that just give me confidence. Nothing more, nothing less. It literally does not matter the color. You take a swivel, you tie, and this rig is also called a sturgeon rig. You can use this for sturgeon fishing. If you are gonna go sturgeon fishing, I recommend that you use tip-up line. It's softer on their skin if they get wrapped up in it and doesn't cut into them like fluorocarbon or monofilament's gonna. You got the first half of your rig. You know what? I'll trim it up anyway. This is a super simple rig, and it prevents the fish from swimming off with a weight attached to them. I'm just using some monofilament here. You can use fluorocarbon, you can use whatever you want to use. Personally, I like my mono or fluoro. Dentist's gonna hate me. And then yeah, you tie on your next piece of line to your swivel. Now you have a free flowing rig, so the fish can pull it, and then when you reel it in, you get the point. If it breaks off, it's gonna break either here or here, which if that snaps off, well, your weight's gone. If this snaps off, you just have a swivel, so the fish is free. This is probably one of the better options. And then I don't know why I'm tying such good knots. I don't really need to tie good knots. This is just for a demonstration purpose. And then there you go. You tie your hook on. This hook can be anything you want. It could be a floating jig. It could be a smaller hook. Could, like I said earlier, a worm harness. Don't knock it till you try it. It actually works really well. I would shorten the size, of course. I'd only do like a foot worm harness, but it works really well. And there you have it. Your slip rig. Super simple setup. There's no way that a fish is gonna break off and cause any severe damage in the long run. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy these like little tip videos. I went out fishing today. It was 60-kilometer winds. It was absolutely terrible. I didn't catch a single fish. I lost a lot of lures. I tried a new spot. I should have just went to Old Faithful, but I was like, you know what? Let's try somewhere new, and you know what happened? I lost a lot of lures. It was very rocky. Literally, I cast out, waited for my jig to hit the bottom, and then when I went to pop it, stuck. I lost a lot of lures. I hope you guys enjoyed. Here's some bonus fishing, I guess I'm gonna call it. Just like stuff that I never made into a video. So here it is. There we go. Well, welcome back to another episode of Zach the Fisherman. I'm gonna have to retie. We are fishing for fall walleye, but we hooked into this slime ball pike, and he absolutely annihilated that bait. I'm gonna need a set of pliers for that. There we go. That right there is a healthy North Saskatchewan pike. Not the target species for today. We're targeting fall walleye, but I can't complain at this fish. Always a good fight. You got a pike into your line on the river. Let's get going, man. That's how you know you took care of them. What we're fishing with today, what I'm gonna have to retie, is a big Skyfly Jigs flasher. I forget what they're exactly called. I'll put it right here. And a hooked up fishing leech. I love these leeches. You guys know it if you've been watching for a while. I use them all the time for walleye. That's what our rig looks like. We're just bouncing it up off the bottom. So let's retie and let's get back out there. The initial plan was casting a jig, but this happened to me. Not exactly sure what happened. I gotta get a new line. Unable to fish with that, unfortunately. But we're out here. We're out here now, baiting and waiting. I did catch one pike earlier. It was not a bad pike. Can't really complain at that, to be honest with you. And then the reel exploded, so. This Paige gracefully is letting me use the bait and wait method. Talk about the rig I'm using once we catch a fish. For now, all we're doing is baiting and waiting. Why is it a pike? We're leaving. We're leaving. Oh, it's a goldeye. Oh, it's a walleye. It's a walleye. There we go. Not a bad fall walleye there. Not a tank, but a decent fish. Let's get out of this mud. Not a tank walleye by any means, but a nice, reasonable walleye. Bigger than the past few I've been catching, so I'm happy with that. Let's get this guy back. There we go. What a nice fall walleye. Let's quickly talk about the rig I'm using. So the rig that I'm using today is a 3-wave rig. I made a video the other day on how to make these. Basically, it's a Pickerel rig T-turn with a piece of wire through it and some swivels so it can go around. It's a glorified 3-way rig. It's just a big 3-way swivel, which that's all you need catching these fish. And I have a floating jig with a little stinger on the end, just because these fish always like to hit it short. Size 4 stinger. It's perfect. Let's get baited up. All we're using is minnows. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Peace.